In this video we're taking one of these and three of these and we're going to turn it into one of these, a beautiful tea light candle holder. So we've got our pallet planks ready. If you want to know how to take apart a pallet without breaking the wood, we've done a tutorial for that very subject, so check it out. These are going to form the basis of our tea light candle holder. I've cut them down to rough size, just over 30 centimeters long by about 9 centimeters tall. I've got 4 of them and I'm going to glue them together to make a block. As you can see, the wood is far from perfect. There's imperfections everywhere. And that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. Just like life. So we've just been out for a nice walk to clear the head. It's beautiful around here. Gonna head back in, carry on with this tea light candle holder. Got me to thinking, this is a real talk alert by the way. If you don't want real talk, I'm gonna leave a chapter link below, you can just skip this. But for me, this is what makes life relatable. We're all human. I think. We all have struggles, I think. And I'm going to talk through some of ours. I was sitting down for 2 days researching for this video, or for a video for us to do. Working through keywords, search volume, target audiences, trends, niches, and very quickly I could feel my will to live draining from me. And yeah, I realized we can't do that. We can't angle things to be what other people want them to be. It has to come from us. It has to come from us. And if what comes from us only appeals to a handful of people, so be it. Can't really be anyone else. And the values and the qualities that we have are not redundant if it's not seen by the majority as being a good thing. Often feels that way. It often feels that way. But even as a small child, I've felt that what I like is not what the majority likes, and I felt on the outside of everything as a result of that, and it continues into adult life. But I'm turning it around today to realize that our little tea light candle holder tutorial, whilst it may not break any YouTube records, may help a small handful of people that think and feel like I do. And if it achieves that, that's brilliant. And that is a success. Algorithm be damned. If it works for even a handful of people, we'll be very happy. So, doing a project that's achievable, breaking it down into small manageable steps so that you don't feel like you're failing at life, is an amazing thing. And making a tea light candle holder for yourself can actually really help you feel like you've achieved something, if you're like me, because it does me. If I make something small, give it to Nikki, it brings a little joy into her life, makes our house look a little nicer, it makes me feel good, even if it's temporary, because unfortunately these things are temporary. So we have to look at the small victories, celebrate the small victories. I've made a tea light candle holder today. Awesome. So with that in mind, I'm going to go back to the workspace now and we're going to carry on. work our way through together, come up with a nice tea light candle holder that's going to bring a little light into the world, in your own world as well. So we're back in the workspace now. Let's do this. Let's make this tea light candle holder. I've got the block glued, ready to roll. I'm going to put it through the planer now. I'm fortunate enough to have a thickness planer. Very, very handy tool. But if you don't have a thickness planer, it's not the end of the world. It is possible to do what I'm about to do with a hand planer. It just requires a bit more work and a sharpening of the skills, because it's not that easy to do hand planing and get it spot on. But if you're willing to put that effort in, you can achieve this. So you don't need a thickness planer. But I'm going to use one because I got one. So I've made myself a planer bed which helps to eliminate snipe, which is very helpful for this process because it's quite a small block we're putting through, so the chances of snipe happening is quite high. And I've made these little fences to hold the block upright, because when you glue it together the boards are going to shift, so it's not going to be perfectly flat. So when you run it through, it's going to be hard to keep it upright, and what you'll end up doing, as has happened to me in the past, it goes through like this and you end up cutting a nice flat surface on an angle. So this way prevents that. As you can see here, this is the problem when it comes out of the glue up. The bottom is not particularly flat, so when you run it through the planer, it's going to go through at an angle. So what we want to do is raise it up so it's at 90 degrees. An easy way to do that is using a strip of offcut. Any old offcut will do. Hot glue. You can glue it underneath. Keeps it nice and flat. So now we run it through the planer and it's much flatter and squarer. So I'm going to split this into 3 now. One section for each votive candle holder. So we've got 27 centimeter length. We'll split it into 9. (27 into 3 is 9), and we're going to put diagonals on there to find where the centre is for the Forstner bit. So we're going to use this very large Forstner bit now, which is 60mm, to cut out the holes for the votive candle holders. So these votive candle holders are just over 65mm tall, so that's the depth we have to set our Forstner bit to. Because it's quite a deep cut, I'll have to do it in 2 stages, because with one pass of the Forstner bit I can only get down to about 55mm. If you see what I mean, I have to clear that, do that to 55 for all 3 holes, then reset the depth on this inside each of the holes to bring it down to the 65. Forstner holes have been drilled, so I'm going to route out the tops here just to make them look nice, sand off the pencil marks. See, the votive candle holder fits nicely in there, and then we're going to cut the light slits on the table saw. So the reason we use the Forstner bit is because it gives a nice flat bottom for the candle holder to sit in. Also, you can get very, very wide Forstner bits, which you can't with any other sort of drill bit. One thing to bear in mind is that the Forstner bit has a spike on the bottom, which is about 3mm long, so be sure to account for that when you're setting the depth. You don't want it to poke through the other side of your workpiece. So we've cut the slits, the light slits. When you get the votive candle holders with the tea lights in, they sit in nicely. They're glass and are very safe. Don't just put the tea lights in. Don't think I'm going to skip on the glass holder. The glass holder needs to go in because it's deep and you'll set your candle holder on fire otherwise. We don't want that. So when it's lit, the light beams out through these slits, which we'll show you later. It looks really nice. So if you've enjoyed the tutorial, you found some benefit in it, please click the subscribe button. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Leave all three. So if you'd like to do another project with tea lights, take a look at our clay pot heater tutorial.